Hi. Yeah, that's me again. 10:08 in the morning, Saturday, January 31st, 2026. I gotta deal with she must be a bait spinning her ass around. Welcome to the diary of the griever named John Weaver, which is me. Part 2 of my little morning rants. Yeah, I had to take some time for me to, psychoanalyze myself and everybody else that I keep seeing online. See, I don't get it with all this narcissistic, egotistical crap happening on every side. And then we human beings are narcissistic, egomaniacs who want attention just as bad as a dog would. Now, she has offered me a lot of love for over 20 years, or in that time period anyway. I can't say about the narcissism or egotism that I had been suffering through a hell of a long while. I hadn't been. Only because I've allowed that shit to cloud up my mind for a long while and had to get off of it. I think I had in previous video talked about, probably I hadn't, things I wanted to wear for my birthday. I'm a pin collector still. I like interesting pins. And for a long while I collected a hell of a lot of them. I think I collected about 10 to 15 pounds of it. It's a lot of metal and plastic. And a lot of paint. A lot of intricate designs that either you sell these shits off or you dump them at the wayside or have them traded somehow. If you're doing corporate trading, that's one thing. But what if these pins are also an object lesson on how we're treating each other and how our own ego wants more and more? Case in point, you watch politics these days? You see the videotapes? You see the independents going after each other and also after other figures left and right, while the other figures are screaming and yelling at them, wanting them in death and destruction, or at least in jail because of their ideas and ideologies. The Constitution doesn't apply towards you, it only applies to me. But then again, I'm the Constitution and you're not. Ring a bell? And in my other video, I was talking about how things I'd seen and been through compared to what's been going on right now. And trust me, it's nightmare. We're seeing something that we really didn't want to see in the first place. We're seeing the darker images of ourselves taking more and more control, while you're seeing a war in itself being fought by yelling, screaming, and getting shot to death. Back pounding, ego forced feeding, shall I say, in that fashion. And some people really, really have to have their bottles on a constant basis. It's one thing if you're dealing with a senior or a person growing into that category, having mental issues and diagnosed as properly and such. But to hide it from the rest of the world, but then pretend it hasn't existed, and yet it's on full stage. For me, in an observation here, it's like seeing a crippled person coming over there on the stage. He's in a wheelchair. And he's saying he's got 2 legs. And he's dancing around on 2 legs. Similar to the old fairy tales that we heard about the emperor with no clothes. Called it emperor with new clothes. No, it's just the nude emperor. Call it as it is, the nude emperor. Wants to convince people that he's more wonderful than anything else that shows up. He's more of an ass. He had people with the fear are saying, yes, yes, he's this, he's this. Well, the other people are still disgusted by the guy. He says, he ain't got any clothes, he's naked. How dare you? He's not naked, he's got new clothes. He's butt naked. He's peeing on a horse. He's taking a crap. Of course, that person is going to be jailed because he said the truth. Butt naked. You're seeing a guy, double amputee, claiming he's walking on the stage and he's waving to the crowd. How about a guy who doesn't have the arms or hands to wave, but he's waving to the crowd? Can't you see his left and right hand? Kid comes on the stage and he's seeing lots of shiny. And he wants all that shiny. It reminds me of crows, ravens. I don't know if they're true or not, that they attack because they're shiny. I've heard that stories. I've heard those stories being perpetuated, but I hadn't seen it. Birds would want shiny, and they attack. They want, because it catches their eye, and they want it. It's what I'm saying all the time right now. People are trying to tell us what we need to listen to, because they say. There's such a thing called balance, you know. You have to get both sides of the story, or maybe there's more sides to the story than realized. And if you come to the conclusion or a consensus, it may be of one side or maybe no side at all. When it comes down for our political system right now and the political leader we have, I would agree to a point that our elected Gasback should never have been in office in the first place. But he wanted the attention. He wanted. That's why he ran the first time and fucked up. But he wanted it so damn badly, he was going to go for it. Do I call that courage? No. That wasn't courage. That's a major want going out of control. It's a 2-year-old who's insisting he wants the world run by him. Or he wants the sky to be obeyed by him. I don't like that star out there. I want it gone. How come it's not gone? Somebody get rid of that star. And what's that round silvery thing there coming over here? It's got craters and stuff. I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm just like with you. It's just, get rid of it. Ugh, what is that yellow thing in the sky? It's so bright and it's burning my skin and my eyes. I'm blinded by it. Every morning I gotta deal with that thing there. I want the sun gone. That's what it's called? I want the sun gone. Want the sun gone. Hates the moon, hates the stars. What happens if the spoiled brat actually saw the galaxy with many stars, nebulas, things that are beyond him? Yeah, I don't want it. Or else he'll probably say, I want it all, I want it all, I want it all. No, 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 no. Stick him in an astronaut suit. Why you put me in an astronaut suit? I just want to go over there and see it. Because if you don't do it this way, you'll die in space. No, I won't, I won't, no, I won't. I want, no. That's what I'm looking at, all these things happening these days. You don't do it my way, I'm going to step my foot and I'm going to kill you. It's your fault. It's your fault. Selfish, self-righteous, run amok. That's what we're dealing with. We keep saying it. We keep showing it. It's psychological. The psychologists are saying so. Gasback keeps saying that he pumps in a hell of a lot of aspirins to thin his blood. Could have been on prescription blood thinners. There are types of people out there who actually do have thin bloods, and they bleed. Hemophiliacs, I think they're called. Get a cut. Let's say if I had a major cut on my finger. I had a smaller one still healing up here. But what happens if I happen to recut this damn thing? And I was a hemophiliac. I'd be bleeding around all over the damn place. I would have to have special drugs to clot it up or some techniques to do that. Hemophiliacs have to do that. As I learned and understood in my life. A lot of things still being learned. I'm still being educated. Why not? As a kid, I didn't think much about it, except for some things I just paid attention to. Science, okay. Saw a ship blast up in space, okay. Saw science fiction shows. Maybe I could have been one of those guys. Not an actor, but maybe one of those characters. Wondered about it, but you know it takes effort, knowledge, activity. Not just wearing a damn pin that makes me part of the universe. Unless I've actually earned a damn thing. It's like you see somebody in a soldier's uniform. Maybe the Class A's that they wear. Look how spiffy in those medals and shinies are. You have to do the work. You have to do the grunt work. You can't get the medal. You just can't buy the medal and present it and think like you're hot shit. And unless you want it official, you got to do the work. Egomaniacs don't do that. Gas bags don't do that, especially when they lie about on their enrollment forms into the military, or actually how to keep themselves off the draft using medical excuses. I've got a situation with myself that's going to be problematic in itself. I'll put the damn paper somewhere up there. Hang on a second. I'm thinking. Did I or did I not? Okay. Here's something that the gas bag and the gas bags themselves would try to avoid if they wanted to. The word called responsibility. Being responsible and being part of a community. I think I talked about this once before. Yeah, got my address on there. Fuck it. Supreme Court of the United States, no, the Superior Court of California, Kern County. Basically what this damn thing is I'm scheduled to go to Superior Court on the 17th. I gotta keep that date open. It's telling me that I have to be a juror. If I'm picked and selected, I will be a juror. I will make a decision on someone else's life or freedom. I have to be open-minded about it. Now, I didn't want to do this. I've been avoiding this damn thing for that many decades between the counties. I've yet to serve. I feel like I'm physically not able and mentally not able, and yet I would have to prostitute myself, prop myself up to specialists and say, I cannot do this and I want you to give me an excuse. Can the gas bags of the Trump regime and the Trump-like thinking and the maggots, would they get out of it too? Did they have a good enough reason for it? Yet I've been trying. But I have responsibility. I have to do it. Putting this in my bag. I'm putting this in my bag so I don't lose it. I'll forget about it. And there goes everything else. Screw it. Tell me something I don't already know. Tell me something I don't already know. Bless my dreams. Ego wants, and our darker side demands, craves, and will do anything and everything it can to feed upon its own importance, its own image, to prove to the world that it is better than what? Than our lighter side? To our positive side? To the side that knows better? Yesterday, I did not wear the pins. Those birthday pins. Disney based. One time I was a Disney fanatic, what can I say? Just a little bit. There's so many changes in the company and everything else going on. I don't know anymore. Do I celebrate a company, or do I celebrate an idea, or do I celebrate myself? And yesterday, I was not in the mood to celebrate myself achieving 60 years of life on this planet. I was in so much pain with the arm. And believe me, I'm under a lot of Tylenol right now. That doing this would have been hurting me a great deal. But, never fear, Sling is here. Can we do that to the gas bag as well? To those, if they've really got an injury, can we put them in slings? I'm going off on a deep end on these things because I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now, and sometimes it makes me want to hide in a cave. And other times I got to keep seeing what's going on, because if I don't, I feel like I'm going to miss something that I should have. I should have seen or should have experienced. 50-50 on that one. Then again, what am I supposed to say or do about it? Deal with my whiner. Because I'm not treating her very much like a lady. Just a groaning woman who wants everything out of me. Yeah, you want everything out of me. She wants to be cared for, she wants to be loved, she wants to be fed. But she also wants her ego fed. I can feed the body, I can give her fresh water. But without doing what I'm doing right now. That's all she'd be capable, wouldn't she? No, she'd be demanding a lot more. She wants her ego fed and stroked. She wants to be assured that she's still loved on a constant basis. And then again, I want her love in return. We have an agreement somewhere. Agreed. Not negotiated. Well, maybe. But not forced upon. Not forced upon. Unlike the government system we have right now, that wants everything fed to it because it's hungry. And it will not be sated. It wants so damn badly to have its ego fed and prove to the world, to the universe, and in existence, that it is whatever the hell it is. You tell me what the hell it is. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. That being said,